But let's focus on this whiskey fire. It is burning in this zone right here, and for the last 3 hours, as I mentioned, light rain has been falling on top of it, occasionally moderate rain. We don't want that heavy rain because any burn scars would certainly flood. That ash and mud would flood down the canyons, and that's not what we want. New England, but nobody's really bitter cold. There's no blasts of Arctic air coming down. There's a westerly flow, and that may be the reason. The westerly flow coming off the Pacific, very wet for us, but as it moves in, it dries out. But that westerly flow pushing over the Great Lakes and into New England, keeping them a little bit warmer than usual. And there's more of a zonal flow or a westerly flow here in the Pacific. That means storms are not buckling. They're not pushing up tropical moisture. There's more of a, here's the subtropical jet stream, here's the polar jet stream, and notice they're split apart. And guess what? We're right in the middle. It's partly cloudy in the afternoon. The fog should lift in the afternoon. In some places it may hang around, but tomorrow looks like a pretty good day. There's that storm. Looks pretty good size, but guess what it's going to do? It splits. And where are we? Kind of right on the fringe of both the north and the south splits. They come this way, they go this way, but there could be as many as 50 to 100 per hour after midnight, between there and about, just before sunrise. I'm so glad that you are with us here tonight because I have important information for you if you're planning to go out this evening, especially if you're in the Josephine County area, western side especially, and also Curry and Coos counties in particular. You can see on our Doppler radar scan as we scan from Mount Ashland, where is the rain right now? Western Siskiyou County, it's over Del Norte County, and look at that, Curry County. Raining very heavily right now. When the radar can see that rain on the coastline, that is very heavy rain, and this is associated with moisture that has come all the way up from the tropics. So it's going to rain hard in Curry and Coos County, especially the Curry County coastline and the mountains. In Medford, we're going to have a rain shadow effect because very strong southerly winds are moving over the Cascades. That evaporates the moisture, so it shadows. It actually evaporates it into the Medford area from Ashland out towards Gold Hill to Eagle Point and back to Medford. We don't see nearly as much precipitation here as, say, Grants Pass or over towards Merlin or even into the, certainly in the Illinois Valley around Cave Junction. You get a lot of precipitation there. 48 with some showers in Klamath Falls and 61% humidity. So here's the moisture that has come up from the tropics. It's raining all the way from north of Santa Maria, San Luis Obispo, Atascadero, and north into San Francisco and the Napa area. We're getting rain in Ukiah and Arcata and Eureka, and also Brookings up towards Bandon and Gold Beach. Did I say enough cities? I love my geography. I hope I've taught you a little bit of geography there. But we do have the rain, and that is going to be the big thing tonight. Big heavy rains with that southwest flow picking up the tropical moisture, pulling it northward. This is a warm front, so the pressure gradient, the push of air is very strong. Winds are going to blow as this cold front sweeps through. Now notice, this is about 4 p.m., okay? So the cold front itself will move through Medford about late morning, early afternoon. That's our best chance for steady rain. Rain will fall, though, in that south flow ahead of the front and behind the front in the coastal sections, the Cascades. And when the front goes through the Cascades, we'll see the snow level drop from about 6,000 or 7,000 feet tonight to about 5,000 feet and then eventually down to about 3,500 feet. But by that time, most of the precipitation will be gone. We'll have a few lingering morning showers on Thursday. And then there's another front that will slide by mainly north. Looks like that'll keep some clouds in here on Friday and also keep the temperatures a little bit cool. In other words, we're not going to warm up very much, at least not until the weekend. 48 with the light rain in the morning. I've kind of timed the front for between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So that's when the heaviest rain will come in. And notice I put the high temperature at about the late morning to the noon hour, and then in the afternoon we drop that temperature because the cold front goes by and it'll turn blustery, but it'll also turn more showery. Heavy rain tonight, heavy rain in the morning, turning to showers on the coast, very strong, gusty, shifting winds. The mountains, very windy. Snow above about 5,000 feet, 3 to 7 inches, Crater Lake and Diamond Lake, 2 to 5 inches, Southern Cascades and the Siskiyous. And the snow level 5,000 feet, lowering a bit, maybe a little slushy snow over Lake of the Woods late in the day. We'll have those showers of mainly rain, 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch in the Klamath Basin. High wind warnings there as well as in Northern California, where we'll see a little bit of snow above 5,500 feet. For the Rogue Valley, heaviest rain again in the Illinois Valley and also over towards the western side of the Rogue Valley. So let's look at the coastline forecast. We're talking rain and then showers A lot of clouds and then sun and warmer. For the Klamath Basin, oh, hold on to your hat. It's going to be a double, triple hairspray day Wednesday into Thursday, and it may turn over to a little bit of snow, and then it warms up for the weekend, but chilly in between. 55 with the rain tomorrow, morning showers Thursday, give way to afternoon sun, clouds on Friday, and then the weekend 60s and mostly sunny by Sunday.
All right. Thanks so much, Dan.
The cold front is moving through and already bringing precipitation, and it is snowing. This is Lake of the Woods at about the 4,950 foot elevation. Not sticking to the road here, but it is sticking at Chemolt, and it is sticking heavily from Chemolt northward up to Lapine, and we're getting about 2 to 3 inches of snow on the Diamond Lake. So really starting to stick up in the Cascades and starting to snow now on Siskiyou Summit. We can see it on the satellite and the radar, and the bulk of the storm now hitting into Northern California. That's really where the brunt of this storm is going to be. And it's kind of hard sometimes to tell where the real precipitation is, because here's one radar, here's another radar, but they don't see in between. Obviously, this is all connected, but because of the curvature of the earth, often we don't see that. And here's a good example. There is precipitation here, but you can't see it. Here's the heavy precipitation, Northern California, very heavy here in Arcata and Eureka, and that is just plastering the western side of Siskiyou County with heavy, heavy snow in the mountains. It's all heading towards I-5 and heading towards Mount Shasta and also Siskiyou Summit. You can see it is nearly in that area right now, and it's from now through about 10 a.m. It's going to get bad, especially after 10 p.m., after midnight. This is going to be a trouble spot right there. Northern California, the Black Butte Summit, and also McLeod down towards Dunsmuir and up into the Siskiyou Summit area, and of course over the southern Cascades. Here's what the latest radar shows. We're getting light sprinkles in Medford, but that happens because we're in that rain shadow. Notice the precipitation is beginning to expand eastward into the Klamath Basin. You'll see several inches of snow from this storm, but the heaviest snow will be over the mountains. 40 though right now in Klamath Falls, but 32 Chemolt. No wonder it's sticking. 40s on the coast, where we'll see a few thunder showers over the next 24 hours. Bit of wind in Medford, 49 degrees, while it is 40 in Klamath Falls. Gusts have been as high as 44 miles per hour. High temperature 45 in Klamath Falls, 38 the low, and it'll get colder tonight. 49 and raining. About 1/4 of an inch of rain around Grants Pass. About 2/3 of an inch now in the Illinois Valley. So it's really starting to come down in areas west of us, and it's moving our way. 53 in Medford, 75 the record high. Here's some high temperatures today. Just pick your favorite spot. 40s though there in Northern California, 43 Cave Junction with the rain, 33 Crater Lake, 47 in Roseburg, 1/4 of an inch of rain there now, and 40s and 50s around the Rogue Valley. So overnight, 38 degrees will be the low. Periods of showers in the Medford area, rain Grants Pass, snow Klamath Falls, and very heavy snow Mount Shasta and the higher elevations of Northern California. Periods of rain and showers, possible a thunder shower for the coast. The coast range will see some snow above 2,500 feet and probably several additional inches of accumulation. 4 to 8 inches across the Cascades, but up to 12 inches of snow, Crater Lake and Diamond Lake. Of course, you're going to encounter travel trouble across the Cascades, and even a 1 to 3 inch coating. The morning commute for you in Klamath Falls, the bus lines, the kids getting out, could be a little bit of trouble in the morning, but a little later in the afternoon it'll turn to showers. Big time snows above 3,500 feet, but between 2,500 and 3,500 feet, 1 to 3 inches. Below 2,500 feet, you say, what storm? Just wind and rain. Same thing for the Rogue Valley. We're saying, okay, it's just a little storm, just a little bit of wind, a little bit of rain, but around us it's slamming most of California and the mountains. Coast range, as I mentioned, getting some snow, the coast getting some showers, and then nicer weather for the weekend. Klamath Basin, your snow comes from now through 10 a.m. That's the big snow, and then just showers in the afternoon into Thursday with weekend improving. We'll have some rain showers, and by Thursday morning, could see a 1,400-foot brief snow level, won't stick much, and then partly cloudy going up to 60 Saturday, 64 on Sunday.
Sounds very comfortable. Thanks very much, Dan.
The rains in Southern California can be a good thing and they can be a bad thing after a fire. They can help to put the fire out, which is what happened near Palm Springs. But we had between 1 and 3 inches of rain, and in one case, nearly 2 inches of rain fell in less than 1 hour. And so we've had some mudslides as a result, and they had to evacuate some people. As a result of the monsoon moisture moving north, some of that is going to reach up into northern portions of California by afternoon. tomorrow, so a slight risk for a thunderstorm in Siskiyou County. And eventually overnight and into the morning hours on Wednesday, there will be a chance grazing the Rogue Valley into Klamath and Lake counties. So that is something we will have to deal with as we head through late tomorrow night, and early on Thursday. Dry lightning, 25–30% chance with this upcoming monsoonal event. 69 degrees for your temperature 9 a.m., 83 by noon, and 98 degrees for the afternoon high temperature. And oh, that fire danger is extreme now. Officially, we have to be very, very cautious with fire and with our vehicles, with anything that could cause a potential fire. 75 right now in Klamath Falls, northwest wind is 8. We have 76 in Medford, winds are northeast at 6. The barometer is rising. High temperatures today, 99 in Grants Pass, 95 in Klamath Falls. Medford, 102, the 8th time it has been over 100 degrees, and 8th day in a row of 95 or hotter. And the forecast keeps us going up to 12 days. By Friday, we'll be 95 or hotter. And it hasn't happened since 1974 that we've had 12 days in a row of 95 or hotter. 95 in Ashland. Brookings was 64. Now look at this contrast. You have Cave Junction with a high of 105, and 45 miles away in Crescent City, the high was 56. And just over the Cascades, 33 this morning in Chemult. You want to talk about microclimates? We have them here. Happy Camp, 108. Klamath Falls, 95, and Lakeview, 97. And to round out a few of the numbers, we had 101 in O'Brien, and Wairika was 106. So here's the monsoonal moisture making a play for southern Oregon and northern California. A lot of it will move into Nevada, so we're not going to see a downpour. We're not going to see anything like they did in Southern California, but we are going to see some rain, especially on Wednesday in Modoc County and southern Lake County and parts of southern Klamath County. We will, however, during the late part of the day and into the evening Tuesday, see a slight risk for these thunderstorms. Ashland up towards the east side of Medford, Shady Cove, Prospect, those areas, Cascades eastward, a chance for those dry lightning strikes. And the same thing will happen on Wednesday as this tropical moisture slowly moves eastward but hangs in extreme southern Oregon and northern California. The potential for a little bit of rain, but dry lightning as well. And it will cool down by the end of the week. I know that's not, I know you want to hear it'll cool down sooner. Not going to happen. We have gales out 10 to 60 miles from the coastline, from Cape Blanco to Point St. George. We also have small craft advisory. 60s on the coast, but much warmer inland. And we have those skies turning partly cloudy by afternoon. Most areas, isolated thunderstorms happening after sunset, but in the afternoon, Northern California, and not as hot here, while the Rogue Valley will see a sunny day until afternoon when it will turn partly cloudy. Along the coast, mix of clouds and sunshine, fog in the morning, afternoon clearing with 60s, but again warmer inland. Cooling down after the isolated thunderstorms, but that threat for dry lightning always bothers me a whole lot Tuesday night and into Wednesday. Then 80s for the weekend. For the Rogue Valley, upper 90s right on through Friday. That's 12 days in a row, which puts us in a kind of a category that's interesting. And upper 80s though by Saturday and Sunday. And I found out something interesting. So far this summer, we are now running the second hottest summer on record in Medford.
Well, at least we're going to get a little bit of a break despite those high numbers.
That's correct.
All right, Dan?
Assuredly, there will be many stormy days ahead. Dan's out in the elements and provides us with a quick Cascade snowpack history lesson and what recent trends may mean for this winter.
Thanks a lot, Megan. You know, snowpack in the Siskiyous and in the Cascades is really very important. It's the lifeblood for agriculture and human survival. When there's lots and lots of snow, everything's okay. But when we don't have a good snowpack or enough snow during the year, agriculture suffers, and so does your lawn. Looking back over 80 years of information, Cascade snowpack from year to year has shifted significantly in response to changing temperatures of the Pacific Ocean. From the 1930s to 1950, there were many abundant snowpack years. While the 1950 to 1997 time period, when the Pacific Ocean was warmer, snowfall dropped off significantly. Since 1997, the shift has been back to colder, wetter, and snowier conditions. Last year started off very dry, with little snow until after the first of the year. But with a very wet late winter and spring, we hit 107% of normal. Since 1997, 11 out of 16 years have been above normal. That's 69% higher than average. So below normal, normal, or above normal for 2013. This year will not be like last year. In fact, we've started off this year colder and snowier than last year. So we thought we'd ask Ron Brown to investigate how the water melt from the snowpack is distributed in the Klamath Basin as well as in the Rogue Valley. Ron?
Irrigation pipe is set aside for another year, and canals are empty except for puddles from rain that has